But I know why everybody's upset with Manny Diaz, Robbie. Like, I understand why you're upset with Manny Diaz. What I'm trying to tell you, all right, and maybe you can throw in some counterpoints with the timeline with what I'm going to say. But I understand why people are mad at Manny Diaz. I get that. What I'm trying to say, though, is yesterday, when you get De'Ara King and you get Roche from the transfer portal to help your team, number one problem being apparently in the offseason, we're finding out that there's raves going on in the quarterback meetings. You get a credible quarterback who's thrown 50 touchdowns to join
36.
your program. Whatever.
Ran for 14, though. He did have 50 touchdowns.
Okay, so you have 50 touchdowns. To join your program, that's a good day. That's a good day.
But it was also a good day.
The program should be excited about.
Counterpoint, it was also a good day. Remember the party we had when we found out that Tate Martell was immediately eligible?
I stopped you on that. I cut
Leroy
that.
did throw cold water on that. But yes, I did remember the day where we got Tate Martell. Counterpoint, we never got to see what he could do. So I don't know if the feelings were warranted or not.
Counterpoint, because you knew.
Nah, I didn't know. Well, you knew, but I didn't know. I would like to see whether or not.
You think let me ask
you know me.
If the coach has not played a player, you know.
Counterpoint, James Johnson.
Different reasons.
He saw Tate Martell in
Wasn't
that
because
game.
of his ability. We've seen him perform.
Yeah, but counterpoint, we didn't know that he could still perform like that, and look at him now.
You didn't know he could still do it. Is a difference than not ever being able to do it.
Okay, but here's the thing. Sometimes when things are going bad, you know what it was like? This is what it reminded me of. Manny Diaz getting the transfer portal wins yesterday, very much like Conor McGregor winning on Saturday against Donald Cerrone in 40 seconds. Yeah. Maybe it was the most tailor-made win for him. A guy who's struggled with southpaw, slow starter, tailor-made for Conor McGregor. But it didn't matter. He got a win. Opens the options up. You know what I'm saying?
And all I'm saying about the Canes is humble it down a little bit till you get a win.
Right. But do you think but Conor McGregor is going to be who he is. He's got to fight like Conor McGregor. Can't go out there and fight like somebody else.
But he did humble it down a little bit because he got his ass kicked the last couple of times. Did he not?
I think he humbled it down because of all the arrests and all the trouble.
Whatever the reasons, he knew that, hey, I'm not in a place to be out here talking so much trash. I got to shut it down a little bit.
All right, but
being aware of your situation.
Manny only put out one GIF yesterday. That's normally a 4-GIF day.
God.
That's normally a 4-GIF day. And none
Make
of them,
it a double.
And none of them King related, I might add. I thought one of them was going to be like, a Game of Thrones. Look,
you can't do that. You know why you can't do that as a coach?
Why?
Because you make it sound like, so sometimes players come in when you do stuff like that and they think they have carte blanche over everything and they can do whatever they want. Look at the last couple of quarterbacks, right? Every time the coach came out and said great things about the quarterbacks, and they took it as, I'm the guy, I can go party. Mm-hmm. So sometimes you have to kind of, as a leader, you kind of have to pick and choose how you do that so that the players don't get full of themselves. That's the reality of coaching. That's the reality of being a leader. Sorry.
The most important part of the timeline, I forgot. The reason why I had this angst against Manny Diaz was during that offseason, he showed up on the boat at the wharf. And the media ate it up. Yeah. Everybody made a big deal. Oh, look at Manny showing up on a boat. And every transfer portal, he sends out the GIF, the hurricane.
Yeah, but to my point, there's no games right now. So what is he supposed to do? So he's just supposed to not be happy about anything?
It doesn't matter.
Why?
Because, so you're a firm believer. All right, let me get this straight. The coach can keep carrying on and doing and talking the way, and all the players can keep talking about how great they're going to be because they're not playing any games. Then
football happens.
Then football happens and you're like, oh, this team really sucks. No, it wasn't that they suck. They are who they've always been. It's just that they blew so much.
My big problem with Manny Diaz, though, I want Manny Diaz to be brash. I don't like when he tries to backtrack the brashness. When he tries to go and say, oh, well, actually, we are rebuilding. Oh, well, actually, we are rebuilding our confidence. Like, no. If you're going to be the guy, you be the guy. So I want him back to, this is the guy I want. I want the guy who's going to be over the top.
But that's not going to get anything done.
It's not going to matter, though. At least he's going to be within his personality. Ed Orgeron can't be Joe Philbin. He's got to be Ed Orgeron at all times.
Yeah, but here. You don't know who Manny is yet. Simply for the simple fact that he was so gung-ho about being the coach in the city that he grew up in that he went out all like, Miami, and it had a bad effect on his players. I do believe this. So I think if he wants to be a leader and a good football coach, he has to handle himself differently. Not feel any different. Not feel any less confident. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, but you, as the leader of all those young men, have to be more aware so that you're not out there still talking trash when you're getting your ass kicked. That's what I mean. I'm not saying not be confident. I'm not saying not have swag. But I'm saying, guess what? When it's time to eat it, you eat it. You don't backtrack.
Okay, but to my point, how long is he supposed to eat it? When is the time to not eat it anymore?
You got to eat it until you play another game.
That's ridiculous.
No, it's not.
So he's just not supposed to say anything for the rest of the year.
Until you're actually 7-0.
Guess what?
He's want him to hide? He's supposed to be a hermit?
Your last 2 games. 3 games.
He literally can't do that.
No.
He literally can't do that though.
So
after the games, you
so
have to.
Wait.
No. You have to go out. You have to. Part of his job is after the season's done, he's got to go get new players for the next season.
When he took over the job, what was the first thing he said?
Own 7-6.
Okay, so I'm telling him to own 6 and 7.
No, you're telling him to be quiet.
Right, because he was 6 and 7. So he's got to own that. Is the first
Forever?
thing.
Like his punishment is silence.
Until the season starts, because that's what he said when he came in.
That's not all the job though. He's got to go get new players.
Okay, but that's not what he said when he took the job. He said all of us, everybody who had to own 7 and 6.
Okay.
And guess what? Now they're acting like it never happened. 6 and 7 never happened. Yes, they are.
Really?
Yes, they
really.
are.
They went and got a new quarterback. So how is that acting like it not happened? That's ridiculous.
You're always approving your team. One has nothing to do with the other.
He actually went out and got the position that was the biggest problem last year and got a fix for it.
Okay.
Like, how is that acting like nothing happened?
I do believe we're talking 2 different things.
No, I think we are.
You're always trying to improve your team, okay? You're always trying to get the best players available. That is totally different than what I'm talking about. I'm talking about some of the crap that comes out of the mouths of the people down there with the season that they just had is ridiculous. That has nothing to do with bringing the best players in.
Because he tweeted out a GIF?
Huh?
Because he tweeted out a GIF?
All right, I give.
Because?
I give. You know what? I give. You clowns keep moving on and continuing.
Why are you including me? I'm not part of this.
Continuing on the same path.
I think what you're saying.
It's a clown show. That's what it is. Everything is about everything other than playing football.
Getting a quarterback's not about football?
Playing football.
They got a quarterback last year.
Okay, but this guy has actually played football.
Okay, fine.
Tate Martell did not play football.
So here's what I'll do.
That's a big difference.
Here's what I'll do. I'll reserve all my comments, okay, until football starts.
No, I don't want you to do that. That's not a radio show. I can't have you do that.
Okay.
I can't have you do that.
But here's what you're telling me. You're telling me I have no reason to believe the things that I'm saying because there's no football games.
What happens if all this and then they lose to Temple week 1?
No, and it's not, Robbie. I'm not even saying that that's going to happen.
I'm
not projecting what's going to happen. I'm not even saying what kind of team. They could have a good team next year with the 2 Russians they have, and hopefully they get some replacements for the linebackers.
So then the next year he's allowed to talk?
No, I'm just saying there's nothing wrong with, hey, we haven't had the 2 best seasons. You know what we're going to do? We're going to go out and work and not talk as much because we talked a lot and we didn't produce.
Yeah, but
there's nothing wrong with having that attitude.
I understand, man, but I'm also a firm believer in you got to be who you are as a person.
He doesn't know who he is yet. He just got the coaching job. He went out and tried to do the Miami bravado thing, but guess what? It does.
That's who he is.
So you're basically saying he has to be who he is.
He can't be Mark Richt. He's not Mark Richt.
Okay, I'm not saying that.
He's not.
He's been a head coach for a year, dude.
I know, but
he doesn't know who he is yet. He doesn't know the best way to do. Huh?
He's a grown man.
No, it doesn't matter. You still learning. He has to learn how to handle himself and lead men, and he has to make some adjustments with how he does that. Okay, so does he know actually who the best Manny Diaz as head coach is going to be right now? He doesn't know.
I don't think any of that changes his ability to lead men or anything by tweeting out something. I don't think it does.
No. Okay, you're taking one incident. I'm taking the whole big picture since the season ended. The whole thing, right? The whole thing, the whole cockamamie explanations as to why things happened the way they were.
Right.
The whole thing. You know what? It's easy to say we got to own 7-6 when you weren't the head coach. How many times he said we got to own 6-7?
None.
You know why? Because he was the head coach. So when I look at the two situations, I'm like, you know what? I would have more respect for you if you came out and you owned that too. Because you were the head coach, not when somebody else was the head coach. What's so wrong with that?
You don't think he's owned it, though?
No, he hasn't.
Okay.
He's come up with every excuse and reason as to why they weren't any good.
During the season, he did. He was an excuse machine. I'm surprised that his arms weren't more jacked.
How many times?
With how much he was cranking up the excuse machine.
How many times has he owned 6-7? Have you heard him?
You want him specifically to say those words?
Yes.
And then he can tweet?
No.